Mm. Do, 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 do. Let's go live. Let's go live. You think J-Lo can sing that for me? I think at this point, I shouldn't even ask J-Lo. I should ask Natasha Ramos. At least she'll be able to sing it with her full chest. I should ask her to sing, but no, then they're going to sue me for the song. Anyways, but I like the song. Let's go live. Let's go live. Welcome to our Tuesday Takeover, guys. This is where we cover a bunch of reality television, pop culture news. There's always, just when I always think, oh, I don't really know what I want to talk about on Tuesday Takeover, so much stuff comes out. I didn't feel that way this week. As soon as I started gathering the stories for this for this live show, I was like, oh, I have this story to cover, this story to cover. Certain stories I'm just probably not going to cover and just do a separate video, which I just did. For those that may have missed that, I just released a new update in regards to the Wendy Williams situation, more specifically about Wendy Williams' guardian versus Kevin Hunter. They were in court yesterday, so we have an update in regards to Kevin Hunter and his pursuit of millions of dollars. He's accusing Wendy Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, of depleting her $1 million fortune. Be sure to check out that video. We have pinned it on our YouTube live chat. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube, those of you watching on Facebook. Of course, shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, and of course, our friends and family watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here for our Tuesday Takeover. Let's just get into it because there's just so much to talk about. Let me know where you're watching from and what the temperature is there. You can see the temperature behind me. It's 62 here in New York City.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality television, and so much more. So much more. I love seeing where everyone is watching from and what the temperatures are. It's spring because everywhere is in the 60s to 70s Fahrenheit. For the shout out to those of you that are watching in Europe and you're like, I don't know what that is. Do you know it in Celsius? I do not. They didn't teach us. They didn't teach us. They failed us. Okay, the rest of the world does it one way. America decided to do it another way. So when I travel abroad, I'm like, who, what, where meter? Who, what, where kilometer? What? Centimeter? What? Just saying. Anyways, guys, our Tuesday Takeover always normally starts off with some good news. So I do first want to say happy Passover to those that celebrate. Okay? Passover started last night. So shout out to those of you that celebrate Passover. Happy spring. I mean, finally, it's starting to feel like spring. I know spring started literally in March, but now it's starting to feel a little bit like spring. I don't need us to jump into spring. I don't need us to jump into summer. I want a good amount of spring. I don't want us to come May and we're in the 80s. At least here, not in New York City. I know some of you already experiencing that, but you're used to that. We're not used to that here. I want to ease into spring, okay? I want to ease into spring, okay? Anyways, Amy, I will just address this because this is our good news because we're not going to talk about it at length. Amy says, are we going to talk about Nneka's press tour? No, because that's exactly what Nneka wants us to do. Nneka, I implore you, this was not the right move. All of these media interviews that Nneka from formerly of the Real Housewives of Potomac has been sad because first of all, you weren't that girl this season. Secondly, only for you to probably later to announce, oh, I was let go from Real Housewives of Potomac. People are also thinking maybe she's trying to itch her way onto Married to Medicine. You know, she mentioned that during the reunion that they were considering her husband for Married to Medicine. At this point, we don't like you. So we don't want to even see you. We don't want to see you on Married to Medicine. Do I want to see her more than I want to see Phaedra? At this point, no. I don't think she's likable. And I don't like the way she treats her husband on reality television. Also, I see that you're pressed to be on reality television. We know that there are a lot of thirsty, clout-chasing fans that want to be on reality television. But it's so obvious with you that it's not even something that we want to see at this point. We don't want to even see it. Homegirl is in interviews and people are asking, so people want to know, are you coming back next season? She's like, follow me. Follow me. No. Girl, we barely want to watch you. You want us to follow you on social media? If you don't get out of our faces? I feel like it was not a smart decision doing all of this media for a show you're no longer on and for a situation that no one really thought you were that important. So all of these, you did more interviews than Candace did for her pregnancy announcement, and we've known Candace for how many years at this point? We've known her this long. Even regular Robin, we've known her a lot longer. Regular Robin went on her podcast and let us know she was fired. If anything, I have more respect for that. But you hear on interviews, you paying for interviews allegedly, at the Shade Room, pinning it to the top. But shout out to the Shade Room, because I like the fact that even though it was a paid interview, they still, they gave the follow-up questions. They were like, girl, you know what I mean? Like all of these interviews Nneka did last week. I'm so glad it's a new week. Hopefully we won't see her again. Speaking of which, okay, I know we usually start off with some good news, but how about we just start off with blasting some folks? Falynn. Another non-motherfucking factor. And I can't believe she's a Taurus. Another person doing interviews off a situation. Like, girl, we don't even care. You were hemmed up with the pool boy. Who's the pool boy? Did they have a pool? Oh yeah, they did have a pool. That's where we saw that infamous scene. All of these interviews. Girl. Homegirl trying to play all innocent in that recent interview when she talked about how Porsha apparently had a relationship with Simon for a good year while she was still married. How long were you hemmed up with Jalen? Homegirl was pregnant and she wasn't even divorced yet. I just get annoyed when I see the obvious clout-chasing, thirsty behavior. Like, we get it. In this industry, there are plenty of thirsty, clout-chasing people. But at least some people play their position a little bit better and a little bit more convincing. She's sitting there all innocent. Oh, maybe that's when I should have known. Apparently, Dennis, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dennis, you're supposed to be this entrepreneur. You're supposed to be the hot dog king. Dennis McKinley. Porsha Peach Juice Williams, formerly Guobadia. Baby's father. Is there no loyalty to the mother of your child? And you know I'm not a fan of Porsha. But, like, come on. Like, you still have a child with Porsha. You over here with the ops, telling the ops, oh, I thought you knew. You knew she did. You knew Falynn didn't know. You knew Falynn didn't know. You wanted to be messy. And I saw you in our shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room. I saw Dennis in the comment section with the eye emojis. Sir, you have a child with Porsha. You have to co-parent, and we thought that everything was good. We thought everything was good. Their co-parenting was co-parenting. And here we are. You being messy with the ops, clout chasing ops. It looks like she's probably desperate to come on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know some of you want to see Falynn come on Real Housewives of Atlanta to be, I guess the adversary in the situation with Porsha. No, I don't want to see it. You can leave Falynn over there, wherever that is, Because it's giving thirsty. No one cares. Girl, we are done. Come on. All these interviews off your ex. Come on. Come on, girl. You know, they've asked me multiple times to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm glad they said no. Okay, let's get back to the good news. If you want to see an X-rated version of this, Kempire After Dark. We are coming back to New York City on June 21st. Get your tickets today. Boston, you're up next May 30th. Nashville, go get your tickets, Nashville. Stop wasting time. July 11th, we'll be at City Winery. July 12th, we'll be in Atlanta at City. Atlanta, you showing up and showing out. Shout out to Atlanta. I can't wait to see you guys. All right? I can't wait to see you all. Please understand. Oh, but Atlanta, y'all showing out over there, okay? All right. And then Seattle, get your tickets. More information on the Kempire After Dark tour is available right now in the description. All right. Where's my good news? Amy said, breathe. Okay, let me take a sip. I honestly did not expect to start the show like that. I wanted to start off with some good news. This is how we start off with the good news. Hey, happy Tuesday. Okay, let me just say this was a beautiful moment. Spice Girls reunion happened this weekend in London town. I can't wait to get back to London. Shout out to London. London, speaking of the Kempire After Dark tour, you guys have been sending me all kinds of venues. We are working on it. Please understand, every venue you guys sent to us, we are looking into. All right? London, we will be coming with the Kempire After Dark tour. I just don't have a date or a venue yet. So if you're from London, you got a venue or you got to connect to a venue, let me know. Slip me a DM on Instagram, okay? We're working out the details, all right? Because I can't wait to come back to London. But Spice Girls, you reunited for Victoria Beckham's 50th birthday. And I posted this photo on our community tab on YouTube, and I did not expect the response that we got. And the response was, look at the body language. I forget that we are body language experts. You guys are like, look at the body language. And I said to myself, what? Everyone's like, look how hugged up everyone else is. And Mel B, Scary Spice, is not as hugged up. Do you guys think that there's beef? Well, then I thought to myself, then why invite her to the 50th birthday party? Because if they didn't, people would have been like, why didn't they invite the black girl? Why didn't they invite Melanie Brown? I didn't think anything of it until you guys said it. I mean, I hope we are just reading too much into a photo. I mean, they were having a good old time at the 50th birthday party, dancing to their music. Why was Tom Cruise there? Just asking. Speaking of Scientology, I did see that apparently Rebecca Minkoof, she is filming for this new season of The Real Housewives of New York. And apparently, you know, people have said that, oh, she's donated to Scientology. She's a Scientologist. We'll get back to Real Housewives in a second. All right. Oh, thank you, Joe, for the super chat. Joe says, Joe always knows what's going on day to day. Happy National Take a Chance Day. Thankful for Nymphia winning Drag Race season 16 and second Asian and U.S. Drag Race to win since Raja on season 2. Oh, congratulations. You know I don't watch. I don't watch, okay? Okay. But thank you so much, Joe. SC, thank you for the super chat. SC says TV Deets on IG exclusive RHOP films next week, but RHOA is still on pause. Well, look, I believe that Real Housewives of Atlanta is still getting their cast together, all right? We don't know when they're supposed to start filming. I believe Real Housewives of Potomac wants to make sure that they capture the Karen Huger of it all. Just because they start filming next week doesn't mean everyone starts filming next week. Still, people have a petition for Giselle Bryant. 3 different petitions for Giselle to be fired. I saw our girl Toomey, Toomey from Below Deck, say that she would like to see that happen as well. And all of you noticed Andy Cohen's reaction. Okay, shout out to Toomey. Toomey is exactly what I was talking about. Last week I went off in regards to, because so many people were saying, oh, Garcelle brings up race too much. Garcelle is always triggered. And I went off on a little bit of a rant last week. Toomey proved exactly what I was talking about, because she talked about how people still are in the comments section dragging her just for being black. She doesn't even say anything about that. Just for being black, people are just dragging her in this Bravo universe. Okay? But Toomey, you looked amazing. You looked amazing last night on Watch What Happens Live, and thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. Deborah says she signed the petition. Okay, Deborah. All right. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. All right. Other good news. Speaking of Bravo Universe, we talked about this yesterday, but I wanted to reiterate it because it is good news. We finally have been told. Andy Cohen took to his social media. I know I'm blocked, but I got it though. I got the information. Look, I love that Twitter doesn't block all accounts. All right. So Andy announced, and I love the fact that some of you tagged me in Andy's post, and I can't see his post except someone retweeted Andy and tagged me so I could see it through that way. I love it. I love it. So Andy posted on his Twitter, my team is prepping for Summer House Martha's Vineyard reunion. Tweet me all of your questions for Amir, Alex, Nick, Jasmine, Summer, Jordan, Preston, Bria, Noelle, and Shanice, and let me know where you're from in the question. So I hope you guys asked some really good questions. Some of you were saying, Andy's not going to ask the good questions. Here's the thing. Look, we have won a battle. We have not won the war. Okay. And the war is not to get Andy Cohen fired from Bravo, even though that has been another story that was playing out last week. Bravo insiders, multiple media outlets have denied In Touch Weekly's report that Andy Cohen is gone from the network. All right. Do I think that Andy will eventually leave Bravo? Yes. Everyone has to leave an employer at some point. But I didn't believe the story that was coming out last week. It's like every other year they come out with a story. Andy Cohen is working on leaving Bravo, blah, 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 blah. Do I think that Andy has a up and down relationship with the network? Yes, very much like any of us that have employers, okay? Onyx, thank you. It's okay, Onyx. I don't care if you keep tagging me. Maybe he'll unblock. I don't care if he does, because here's the thing. I'm still going to get the information, okay? Onyx says, I tagged you, Kempire. I forgot you was a block. It's okay. Just retweet it and then tag me, because then I can actually see the tweet. Let me take a sip. Okay. So shout out to our friends over at Summer House Martha's Vineyard. They are getting their reunion. I'm very happy for them. We have a lot of questions. Please make sure you're asking the good questions so that we can get them answered. We will, look, beggars can't be choosers. We wanted a reunion. We can't ask who hosts it. Oh, even though Preston was live with a young lady that's his friend. I can't remember her name. I apologize. I can't remember everything. But she actually was very impressive in just this IG Live. I wouldn't mind seeing her host a reunion. Just saying. I still don't get it. We can talk about Andy hosting all these reunions, especially the black ones, till we're blue in the face. I'm tired. One battle at a time, y'all. One battle at a time. All right. All right. So Summer House is getting a reunion. Also, shout out to rapper Eminem. We have no update in regards to his battle against the Two Broke Girls podcast. But Eminem is celebrating 16 years of sobriety. That's amazing. Right? That is amazing. All right. So Entertainment Tonight writes this. The 51-year-old rapper shared his 16-year chip On Instagram on Saturday, Eminem is celebrating another impressive milestone. The Godzilla rapper took to Instagram on Saturday to share his latest accomplishment in his sobriety journey, his 16-year chip. The 51-year-old's entertainment post showed him holding out his hand with the silver Alcoholics Anonymous coin, celebrating the milestone with the number 16 inside a triangle, representing the three pillars of the organization: unity, service, and recovery. I know somebody will say it's about the Illuminati, but look, just can't. We just could never win. So Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Mathers, opted not to caption the photo, letting the chip speak for itself. However, his post was met with an outpouring of love and support from some of his friends and fans. Eminem's longtime music manager and business partner, Paul Rosenberg, was among those cheering the rapper on, commenting, "Sweet 16, so proud of you." His brother, Nate Mathers, also replied, writing, "Great influence and mentor." The rap god artist suffered a near-fatal drug overdose in 2007 after years of struggling with addiction to Vicodin and Valium. All right, speaking with Men's Journal in 2015, Eminem explained that he managed to get clean in part when he replaced his addiction with exercise, specifically running. He says, "When I got out of rehab, I needed to lose weight, but I also needed to figure out a way to function sober," he explained at the time. "Unless I was blitzed out of my mind, I had trouble sleeping. So I started running. It gave me a natural endorphin high, but it also helped me sleep. So it was perfect. It's easy to understand how people replace addiction with exercise," he added. "One addiction for another, but one that's good for them." Meanwhile, the 16-year milestone comes just a few days after Eminem's 28-year-old daughter, Haley Jade Mathers, traveled with her sister, Alana Marie Mathers, 30, and some friends to Tampa Bay, Florida, to celebrate Haley's bachelorette party. Haley got engaged to longtime beau Evan McClintock in February of 2023. Oh, when did they get married? Look, when did they get married? Well, congratulations, and shout out to anyone else celebrating. I always want to hear your good news as well. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating. Congratulations to anyone else celebrating a milestone in their sobriety. Look, addiction is real, and I can appreciate the conversation that's being had around Eminem. All right? Let's move on. I want to briefly talk a little bit about, because for those that are new to Tuesday Takeover, this is where we talk about a bunch of different pop culture news, but we also talk about reality television. I just wanted to briefly talk about 90 Day Fiancé. You know how I am just so done with 90 Day Fiancé. But I did end up watching part 5, which came out last week. It didn't come out this week. Part 5 of the 90 Day Single Life tell-all. It was clear, if you watched all 5 parts, if you had nothing better to do, and you watched all 5, it was clear they had nothing else going on. I think they just dragged it out. Maybe they had a certain amount of episodes that were promised to TLC. They dragged out this reunion. The Debbies versus Debbie. We see Chantel go change into her velour outfit so she can show them how to twerk. Debbie, who was talking about Chantel being too revealing and too sexy, all of a sudden it's okay to twerk though. Oh, show me how to twerk. I was like, this woman is such a hypocrite. And then her getting mad at the other Debbie for Mike, Natalie's Mike, coming to serve her with divorce papers. Mike is moving on. He's happy. He's about to have his girlfriend move in with him. Natalie's just sitting there crying. Are we supposed to feel sorry for Natalie? I don't feel sorry for Natalie. She sat there the entire part 5 of the 90 Day Single Life tell-all in tears. I don't feel sorry for Natalie. Just saying. Anyone else? I don't. What else happened in this tell-all? Again, we talked about this last week about Jamal and Louisa hooking up. We see them leave the reunion together. She's like, "I'm going to go sleep. You want to sleep with me?" He's like, "Sure." Ew. And then maybe we can do each other's hair.
How you doing?
Anyways, let me move on. 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Okay. So we do get to see Alexei and Lauren in this one. Look, I like them as a couple. I'm happy for them. They're one of the 90 Day Fiancé couples that are still together. They have 3 babies together. I didn't need an update. Their conflict this season is about her getting a mommy makeover, a natural one. Is that what we're talking about? I don't care. Oh, Emily and Kobe. I already told you what they were going to do. I'm only watching because I want to see their traditional African wedding. But their conflict these last couple of episodes is that his friends don't like her because she's very controlling and combative, and they're not used to that in his culture. We get it. We get it. We've seen it before. I'm not that invested in their story at this point. I'm not. I'm like, okay, show us something new with someone at least likable to watch. I'm just waiting for their traditional African wedding. Because other than that, I don't care. I don't care. And I know you're probably thinking, I'm tired. All right. Nicole and Mahmoud. Homegirl. Mahmoud, just leave. Go back to Egypt. I hope he does go back to Egypt. I hope that we have an update and you guys will tell me in the chat, yep, he's back in Egypt. Why are they still together? Why are they still together? The way she triggers him intentionally. Let me tell you something, though. It was comedy relief when her friend was talking to the camera and all you hear is Nicole in the background cussing and throwing things around, slamming things. And he's just not saying anything, looking at the camera with a blank stare. And he was trying to have Mahmoud packed all his stuff, and he's like, I'm leaving. I don't know where he was going. He's like, I'm leaving, and he's trying to not have Mahmoud leave. Mahmoud, leave. Go home. Why are you still with this woman? Something is... When we talk about triggering, that is who Nicole is. She is triggering. She was triggering when we first met her. She's still doing the same behavior now that he's here in America. Any way that she can trigger him, if it's from her clothes to the alcohol, anything that she knows that traditionally and culturally goes against what he believes, she's going to do it intentionally. And I'm not sure she's just doing it for the cameras, or does she do this when the cameras aren't there? I believe that she's doing it for the cameras. But how old is Mahmoud versus Nicole? I know they normally show it, but I'm just not that invested in this couple. She seems a lot older than he is. And I'm not talking based off the maturity. Just saying. Candace says, I think he's back in Egypt. Hopefully. Hey, Janelle. Janelle's weighing in on our Spice Girls picture. And Janelle says, on top of Jerry and Mel B sleeping with each other's what? Boyfriends? Husbands? Decades ago? Mel B keeps saying in the press that Jerry lies about her age and no one knows her true age. Allegedly, their reunion was frosty at best. Oh, okay. We have to remember with the Spice Girls, these were folks that... you guys ruined a moment for me. These ladies were put together. They didn't know each other. They weren't friends. I think they may have become friends over the years. I mean, co-workers at best. And they all came together for Posh Spice Victoria Beckham's birthday, her 50th birthday. Oh, that makes sense. Amy says 40 and 32. Oh, goodness. In regards to Mahmoud and Nicole's age. Scherster says Nicole is 41, Mahmoud is 32. I mean, Mahmoud is grown. Mahmoud, go home. Mahmoud, go home. Yeah, no word on Michael and Angela. Word on the street is that Michael and Angela were fired from 90 Day Fiancé. Long time coming. Speaking of who needs to be fired, Big Ed and Liz. Shocker, these two called off their wedding. Well, no, let me clear that up. Big Ed called off their wedding, and he didn't tell Liz. When we found out that they were engaged again and they're talking about we're in a better place, we already knew that this was a farce. We already knew that this was not going to last. I'm looking at Liz with the side eye, and Liz, this explains a lot to me. Oh, Foxy's clearing it up with each other. Oh, in regards to Jerry and Mel. Okay, good for y'all. Look.
How you doing?
Oh, with each other. I think I remember hearing that. Anyways. Back to this. Big Ed and Liz broke up. And the entire world mourned them. No, we don't care. And basically, Big Ed never even told her. She found out from the minister. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? We've moved on. All right. Rob and Sophia, another couple I don't care about. Every time I see her come on screen with the bad wig, I'm just like, what is going on? Girl. And he has like 6 tarantulas? 90-day producers, tell me you have nothing. Tell me, cancel the whole show. Nothing's going on. So this entire hour and a half of my life, I'm trying to see, maybe there's something worth watching. Nope, nothing was worth watching. At least we didn't have any Jasmine or Gino this week. But she's back next week, boo-hooing over her cupcakes. All right, moving on. Let's talk about Below Deck. Below Deck is having a lackluster season as well. And in all fairness, Below Deck has not had a lackluster season in a very long time. In their long 11 years, have not had a lackluster season. And I told you, I think that's part of the reason why they brought Jill Zarin on. These past couple of episodes, they brought on Carmen, from Love and Marriage DC, along with Clifton and Joy. And again, Joy gives us nothing. Joy gives us nothing. She's just there. Carmen at least is trying. And I know some people are going to slam Carmen for being the diva, having this crew refer to them as king and queen. I believe, this is just my impression. I'm not saying I know this for fact. It's my impression that producers saw how the season was going. That's why they got Jill Zarin. That's why they got Carmen to come in. And I've heard this before from sources that producers will say to the charter guests, come in and turn it up. Normally you might be one way. Well, turn it up 1,000%. I believe that's what Carmen was doing. I don't believe Carmen is this rude and that much of a diva. All right? I believe she turned it up for the cameras. One of the major problems that they're having during this week's episode is about the chef. And the chef, spoiler alert, if you don't want a spoiler alert, the chef was fired. Anthony was fired. You see him there in the middle. Anthony was fired. And he was really heartbroken about it. I feel for Anthony because, Anthony did tell us that he had dyslexia. I don't have dyslexia. Dyslexia is a problem where you're not able to decipher while reading things and whatnot. I'm not sure if when someone's telling you something, if there's a misunderstanding because of his dyslexia as well. But even with that being an issue, what you try to do is try to, once they made that request, you check in with your chief stew or with someone else. Let's just make sure that we're on the same page as what they want. Because the king wanted to have, lobster mac and cheese. All right. Oh, did you guys see the mac and cheese? Did you see the chef's mac and cheese? Black people, how'd you feel about it? Here's the thing. It wasn't your traditional noodle for mac and cheese. I would want to know more so how did it taste? That would be the most important thing for me. How did it taste? They didn't seem like they thought it was disgusting, but they were unhappy with the chef because he kept on messing things up. It keeps messing things up. Gigi lets us know in regards to dyslexia, it affects writing and comprehending as well. So, and then that's what I thought of. And I was like, well, maybe he heard you say the sandwich and he, because of his dyslexia, he forgot about or didn't understand or hear the lobster part. But as a chief stew, as a chef, Breezy says Jill Zarin broke him. I felt like he was okay. I think she broke the crew, not the chef. All right? Corey says that Jill was doing the most, but she always does. But I also feel like she turned it up for the cameras. But the chief stew was fired. I'm not surprised by that. Frasier, I feel a little differently about Frasier this season. Although the chef was not perfect, I feel like Frasier was putting seeds of doubt also out there to the captain. Anyone else? And we talked about Frasier last week and his issues with Barbie. Barbie's not perfect. However, I felt like he was doing the most trying to get her fired. VK says that he needed a sous chef. He needed support. And with someone with a disability, he should have had the proper support. And I don't feel like that he did. And do I feel like Frasier helped him? I think that Frasier tried to help him in a way, but I don't think that Frasier really fully helped him. Frasier's giving, I don't know what Frasier's giving this season. I'm not loving Frasier this season. I'm not loving it. And we've seen a lot of terrible chefs. Just terrible attitude. I don't think that Chef Anthony had a terrible attitude. I think that he tried. Obviously, he struggled. Apparently, the food was good, but remembering everything, doing the timing of everything just wasn't great. Oh, thank you, Lil Eva. I'm sorry. Did I say the chief stew? Maybe it's a Freudian slip. Maybe it was a Freudian slip. Maybe the chief stew should have been fired. And I like Frasier. I'm not liking Frasier this season. Especially after he went after Barbie last week. Because, look, we also have seen stews that are terrible. And I don't feel like Barbie's a terrible stew. I also don't feel like he was a great support to the chef as well. And they're supposed to work hand in hand. All right? Amy says his food looked amazing. Look, food can look amazing, but not taste amazing. But apparently, based off of what everyone else was saying, including Captain Carey, the food was amazing. Ooh, Onyx says that Frasier is overcompensating for last season. Probably. And we have to keep in mind, he's overcompensating as a chief stew, but he's also overcompensating as a reality person, as a reality star. All right? Lil Eva says the chief stew should be fired. I don't know if I believe that Frasier should be fired, but he should definitely be reprimanded. Damn, sorry, Frasier, look. And then you have the nerve. You have the nerve to hug him. Look, and be like, oh. But he did admit, did I play a role in this? You did, Frasier. Anyways, can we talk about what I really want to talk about from this episode? Okay. Barbie and Kyle. They've had a friendship. And honestly, I am here for them. They're in the middle here. For those that are watching this, for those that are listening, if you want to see who I'm talking about, but if you just head on over to YouTube. Don't forget, guys, you can hear us and take us on the go on the Kempire podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. We're talking about Below Day. I like the fact that Barbie and Kyle just sort of naturally started as friends, and now she's fallen for him. Okay? She's fallen for him. Whoa. So by the end of this episode, they fall into bed with each other. But I was here for it because normally people are just hooking up and there's really nothing there. Oh no, we're actually getting a moment. We're actually getting a moment from them that is built up and not just sort of like forced. Start out as friends and now they're together. Not together. They end up sleeping together. Okay? But let me tell you one thing. They end up cuddling. Whoever edited this show and blurred out his thing-a-lang. Thank you. Kyle. Because, normally they'll just put like a circle or something. No, they gave us a blur of the situation. First of all, Kyle is blessed. Look, Kyle is blessed. Yes, go. I know now all of you are going to run to go watch the episode. I watched the Peacock version. I don't know what the Bravo version looked like. But the Peacock version, emphasis on Peacock. I was like, oh, Kyle, what are we seeing right now, Kyle? I'm happy for Kyle because Kyle's a Taurus and Barbie's a Virgo. And the way she described their relationship was perfect. It was perfect. I was like, yeah, this makes complete sense. You are high strung and Kyle grounds you. That's why sometimes Virgos and Tauruses do well. Okay? So they end up in the shower hooking up. Next week, the preview for Below Deck, we find out that she's having a very bad reaction to this happening because she's now concerned about her very conservative father. However, her mother is a sex therapist, so she's probably like, yes. And I saw the blur. Good for you. Stop feeling bad for it, girl. Look, stop feeling bad for it. Okay? TV Fanatic, thank you so much. Yes, I was briefly, if you blink twice, you'll miss me. Kempire, I saw you on TMZ yesterday. Yes, I was commenting on the Taylor Swift of it all. We can talk a little bit about that. That's a perfect segue. As you know, guys, for Tuesday Takeover, we talk about a bunch of things from reality television to pop culture news. So yes, I was on TMZ briefly yesterday talking about this report in regards to Taylor Swift. So as you know, Taylor Swift released a new album on Friday with 30 songs. Oh, Shersta says, I'm a Taurus married to a Virgo for almost 15 years. See, it works. I mean, they work our nerves. But Jay says, as a Virgo, I absolutely love me a Taurus. See? Told you. I know I shade the Virgos, and I still will. All right. But back to this. So, yes, I was on TMZ Live yesterday talking about Taylor Swift. So, Taylor Swift has this new album out with 30 songs. But the big story was that Taylor Swift was shading Kim K in one of her songs. So, a lot of people have been talking about that. You know, I just feel like some of the things that Taylor does, and she doesn't need to do this. I just want to emphasize this. Taylor does not need to do this. For clout, for fame, for attention. And we talked about this with the Travis Kelce of it all. I never believed this relationship. I felt like this was a relationship for the public to help him, to help her, for whatever reason. And I know some of you are like, what does she need help? She doesn't. But she's become known for her relationship, so people play into that. And Travis might be the next guy in her songs, okay? I have not even gotten through the album because it's 30 songs. 30 songs. This is part of the reason why I checked out when it comes to Chris Brown. Because Chris Brown released that album. It was like two albums of... I was like, this is just way too much music that I just checked out. I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. All right? I'm not going to listen to this. So she took shots at Kim K. Apparently, she's talking about the fans. Well, when I was on TMZ Live, they were reporting on how Paste Magazine decided to remove the author of their critique of her album. Because when they did a review of her Lover's album, the writer got death threats. So they wanted to, first of all, they originally printed it with the author's name, so people already knew. The Swifties already knew. But they removed her name. And one of the things that I said yesterday on TMZ Live was, I think that's going to set a precedent for other publications to protect their staff, as they should, because we always say this to people online. The internet, there should be more serious consequences for people doing that type of thing on the internet. So although I only had a very short period of time to share my thoughts, I can share it freely here. This is why I love my platform. I can share as long and as short as I want to. The Swifties, the Beehives, the Barbs, I don't even hold the artists. I don't hold the artists accountable for it. However, they do say that Taylor likes to highlight all the, great critiques of her album. I mean, I don't see a problem with that. Of course, you're going to share the people that are saying your album is great. It's not like Taylor's going on there and saying death to Paste Magazine. It's not like she's doing that. But the Swifties they feel they should know who it is so that we can have a debate. No. You can have a debate with yourself on social media. You can have a debate with your other Swifties. You do not need to know who is the author of their critique. And the critique Pace Magazine had of the album was pretty bad. A lot of people are saying bad things about this album. Look, it's 30 songs. We have to keep in mind, a lot of these media outlets get the album before anyone else, so they have an opportunity to really sit with the music. And I'm not a music critic. I love music, but like, no. 30 songs. 30 songs. All right. Retha says that the visceral reaction I had finding out Adele is 1 year older than Taylor, she needs to find some growth. Well, I will say this. My Taurus sister, Adele, has always sort of had an older spirit. And she always sort of gives you an older energy. Okay? But the Swifties, the Barbs, all these fan bases. And matter of fact, I'm not going to even refer to them that. Anyone that gets online and makes these types of threats, jail. Jail. Like, there should be more serious consequences for making threats like this. And it is against the law for those that are making these threats. Okay? But again, I don't hold the artists accountable unless they are fanning the flames. But you remember, Beyonce at one point told the Beehive, stand down, and they told her to shut up. Well, I don't know if they said shut up, but they didn't listen to her. They didn't listen to her. Okay? All right. Anyways. So Taylor Swift's new album is out, and it's the Dead Poets Society. Did you listen to it? If you're part of the Replay crew and you're a Swiftie, look, I'm not a Swiftie because I'm too grown. I am too grown to be anybody's Barb, Swiftie, or anything like that. No. Okay? But I like a little Taylor Swift ditty. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Some of y'all didn't even know that was a Taylor Swift song. Not me teaching y'all, Swifties. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. And if you're listening to this, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on the Kempire podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. And don't forget, our friends over at Rose Forever are sponsoring today's live show. Roses that will last you at least a year. Let me move away so you can see my roses behind me. You see my beautiful roses behind me, gorgeous. And I have tons of roses around my home. Some of you also did for Valentine's Day. Mother's Day is literally like 2-3 weeks away. Have you gotten your roses? You can order your roses today. And those roses will still be fresh for Mother's Day. And they will be fresh probably up until the next Mother's Day, okay? But even if you don't win, because we are going to do a giveaway. Are you guys want to give away? Drop your roses in the chat if you want to give away. YouTube. If you want to be part of the giveaway, you better head on over to YouTube. All right. So even if you don't win, you can get roses for yourself. I think it's affordable, and we're giving you a discount, and we're giving you free worldwide shipping. Kempire 40 for $40 off of your order over at roseforever.com, and you can get free worldwide shipping with the additional discount code Kempire. All right. Shout out to our friends over at Rose Forever for sponsoring today's Tuesday takeover. And let's do a giveaway. We're
on appeal.
Oh.
For legal reasons.
I didn't mean to press that one, but we'll keep it in. Keep my fourth wall in. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a giveaway today. Congratulations to Philly John, who won our first giveaway for Rose Forever. All right, so let's do a little. I love when we're able to do a giveaway. Shout out to Rose Forever for sponsoring today's giveaway as well. So let's do a giveaway. I love doing a giveaway. All right, let's go. All right, and if you win, only the winner, email us at kempiredaily@gmail.com. Again, kempiredaily@gmail.com with your name. And we'll reply back. We'll reply back with what we need, okay? Unless you just go to the website and tell us what you want, and then with your address and information. Okay, let's pick a winner. Let's go. Boom. Azia, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Congratulations, Azia Marie. Just in case you stepped away, Azia Marie. Hold on.
Azia Marie.
Ozzy Marie, congratulations on winning your Rose Forever. Roses that will last you up into a year. And when you look at them, you'll think of me. You'll think of me. Congratulations, Ozzy. Again, email us at kempiredaily@gmail.com. Only Ozzy, please. Only Ozzy. All right. Congratulations, Ozzy, on winning. We will be giving away more Rose Forever this week. So make sure you're staying locked and stay tuned for an opportunity to win some Rose Forever as well. Again, guys, even if you don't win, you can get yourself something. Look, I buy roses for myself. Why not? Why not? Head on over to the description for more details on how you can get Rose Forever for yourself with the discount code Kempire40 for $40 off, plus free worldwide shipping with the additional discount code Kempire. All right, congratulations to Ozzy. Ozzy, again, email us. I don't know if we saw. I haven't seen Ozzy reply just yet. Ozzy, you won, girl. Ozzy, are you there? You won. All right, let me take a sip. Mandy says, we want money. Even Oprah didn't give out money. Well, did she? I'm trying to remember now all the giveaways she's paid people's bills and stuff like that. So technically, that's money. Well, we're not Oprah. Okay? We're not Oprah. All right? All right. Moving on. I just want to say this because I'm not going to recap the show because, I mean, it's a scripted show, but I also like to let you guys know what I'm watching so you can get into it as well, okay? I do want to tell you guys about a show that you were telling me about when we talked about, what was the other show that we were talking about on Apple Plus? I can't remember the name. Oh, of course I remember the name. Palm Royale. We were just talking about that the other day. Palm Royale, I loved on Apple Plus. I almost canceled my Apple Plus until I started watching that show. Then, of course, some of you told me to get into Loot. Okay, Michaela J. Rodriguez is a part of it. You know Michaela from Pose. She's in it. Okay. Maya Rudolph is in it, formerly of Saturday Night Live. It is such a great, fun show. It's funny. I didn't know that there are 2 seasons, so I'm catching up. I'm on season 2. Okay. I love this show. It is so funny. So for those that don't know what the premise is, so Maya Randolph's character, Maxine Wells, she ends up finding out that her billion-dollar husband cheated on her. She leaves him and walks away with $87 billion, making her the 3rd richest woman in the United States. First of all, the richest woman in the United States, I already don't think they have $87 billion, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But again, it's a comedy show. It's funny. It's lighthearted. It's quick and easy to watch. They're not paying me, but Loot you can watch now on Apple Plus TV. There are so many twists and turns, ups and downs. She's struggling with $87 billion and being a rich woman and privilege, and Michaela J is there to bring her back to earth. And then over time, you see them actually develop a friendship and a relationship. I love it. I love it. And her cousin there, I forgot his name as the actor, but he's hilarious. I enjoy it. Congratulations to them on their success over at Apple Plus. I just love it. I love the fact that Michaela J, who is, as you know, a trans woman, a trans actor, is getting other opportunities. And I think because of shows like Pose, that really did open up opportunities for people like Michaela and, T.S. Madison and things like that. So I love that. I love seeing that. So, but that leads us to a conversation. Chingy. First of all, I forgot that Chingy was this good looking. Wait a minute. Chingy was this good looking. Okay. So Chingy recently did an interview with TMZ and revealed how this false rumor from Sydney Star ruined his career. Well, let's take a look at what he said.
And it so-called went away, which it took years to blow away. Nah, man, ain't nothing good happened from that for me. I'm gonna tell you that. When an artist such as my caliber, who sold millions of records, was once one of the biggest artists in the world, they look at that different. if they not seeing you at these award shows all the time, on the radio all the time, they like, well, where's he at? What's wrong? But what was wrong was a lot of sabotaging and bull crap in this industry.
You guys never really made up, did you? Like, you accepted her apology, but you kind of kept it moving.
Yeah. There's no, I mean, to be honest with you, man, like, it was spilled milk, and I lost a lot from it. That person gained. I'm not gonna hold on to something. It is what it is. Apologize, cool. I'm going this way. Let that in.
Okay. So one thing I want to say before we get into what Sydney says, I don't want this moment to be used as a way for people to be transphobic. What Sydney did was wrong. But people are now using, not everyone, but there are people now using this moment in the comment section to be transphobic or even homophobic. Do I believe what Sydney did ruined his career? Well, can we have a larger conversation? Was it the homophobia and the transphobia that ruined his career? It was a false rumor, but it shouldn't have stopped his career if he's talented. Well, Sydney weighed in on social media in regards to what Chingy said in this interview and said this. Sydney Star says, I was very apologetic and I took accountability. I was looking for attention at that time in my life to get known because trans women were not looked at for anything but negativity. Oh, okay, Sydney, what we're not going to do is try and make this as, I was fighting for the rights of transphobia and trans visibility. I think you should have just kept it at, I was trying to become a star. I was trying to become famous off of this. And period. Don't try and make this seem like you were trying to fight the fight for other trans girls. So she continues. She says, I was wrong. I said I was wrong and I lost a lot too. And if I could take it all back, I would. I've asked for forgiveness and I'm a good person at the end of the day. There's nothing more I can do. Well, I think there's a live and another story that we're going to talk about when we talk about Jill Scott and what she recently said. We got to talk a little bit about forgiveness and what that means. And forgiveness is something that we do for ourselves. Remember what Dr. Jackie said during this last Married to Medicine reunion? Forgiveness is for you, not anyone else. Should Sydney have done what she did? No. And now I don't know if she fully understands what she did because now she's trying to make it seem as if I did this for the other trans girls. Girl, if anything, you made it worse. But with that being, here I go twerking on a fence, but I'm not really twerking on a fence because I really believe both sides of this situation. What Sydney did was wrong. What the community did, because they thought what Sydney said was true to Chingy's career, was wrong. Because why wouldn't you still support Chingy if you enjoy his music? Well, that leads me to another conversation about Chris Brown, the separation of Chris Brown from his music. Well, people are now slamming Jill Scott for a tweet. Not a tweet. I think it was, I don't remember where she posted it. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Hold on one second. Let me just pull this up. I literally have it on my desktop, but I did not bring it over to my screen. But I want to mention what Jill Scott said. And I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. Okay? Hold on one second. Let me just bring this all on over. Okay? All right. And guys, while I'm doing this, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. All right. Let me bring that there. All right. Let me bring this up. So this is what Jill Scott said, because as you know, the Quavo versus Chris Brown situation has escalated. Chris Brown released Weakest Link, that song, and it was a diss track. I posted on my community tab which one you thought was better. Yesterday, Quavo released his response to that, Some people felt like Quavo's response was lackluster. You guys let me know in the live chat how you feel about it. I always tell you, I'm not a hip hop head, but I will say, listening to both, Chris's version for me was sort of a little bit more listenable, a little bit more for me to be like, okay, like I would go back and listen to that again. And people are like, where does this beef stem from? Is this beef over women? Maybe. You know, they've dated apparently multiple women that are the same. Karrueche Tran. In this new song, Chris Brown says that he slept with one of Quavo's girlfriends while he was still with this said girlfriend. A lot of people assumed that it was Sweetie. I feel bad for the women involved in this situation. Like, they are being just thrown about in these songs. All right. So they've been taking all kinds of jabs in regards to that. And that's what Chris said in his song Weakest Link, that he slept with one of his girls. He never said, oh gosh. Jess, hilarious, over at the Breakfast Club. Girl, if you don't, look, I understand mixing up facts, because that just happened to me. That happens. But I've seen over the last couple of weeks, Jess, that you just wrong. Just wrong. And I can understand certain mistakes. But if you listen to Chris Brown's song, Weakest Link, he never said Sweetie song. On the Breakfast Club, Jess said, oh, because DJ Envy and Charlamagne, they were like, how do we know that it was Sweetie? Jess says, he says it multiple times in the song. No, he didn't. Awkward. You look awkward. Anyways. So there's been this back and forth between Chris Brown and Quavo. Quavo just released his diss track yesterday. Some people liked it. Some people felt that he slid on it. Some people felt like it was whack. They said Chris won this round. All right. Some people also like, Chris, why would you include Takeoff in this song? You know, Takeoff was brutally murdered. And people are like, it's a very sensitive topic. This did not happen that long ago. All right. And if you are a hip hop head, nothing is off the table in rap beef. I know, morally speaking, we're like, really? Yeah. Nothing is off the table. So I just want to emphasize that. Right or wrong, I'm gonna leave that up to y'all to judge. And the Lord. And the Lord. All right. But Jill Scott took to social media to praise Chris. Okay, hold on. Where is my original tweet? That was her last tweet. Let me see if I can bring up what she originally said. All right. Here it is. Here it is. Is this it? Yes. So originally, Jill Scott wrote this. She says, at Chris Brown is amazing. She says, how does anybody sing like that, dance, look, act, and rap like that? Beyond gifted, it appears exceptional people have to go through exceptional fire. There's nothing to debate. So she knew people were going to have a feeling about this, because anytime Chris Brown collaborates with someone or Chris Brown's name is mentioned, people are like, but he does this and does that. And he did this to Rihanna and he did this to Karrueche Tran. Okay? All right. So Chrissy says, I think the women he abused would disagree. Jill responds, she says, I doubt it. She says, my mother's ex-husband was a mean, violent human and could lay foundation better than anyone in my city. What he did with cement was awe-inspiring. Huh? Okay. We got away. He got a raise and praise for his ability. God dealt with the rest. Okay, so she's talking about talent. Okay. So someone responds and says, what does this mean? She says, it means that even he had something to offer. He was sick or hurt and did cruel things. I forgave him because of his trauma. Did I forget? Never. So I try my best to choose better. I failed a few times, but not in that abusive area. Okay. She then went on to say, look, years of prayer, therapy, self-reflection, and making every effort to keep my feet on the ground has made me compassionate for other human beings. People go through ish and do terrible ish. We say we believe in God, pray for enlightenment. We are a living testimony. How do you feel about what she says? Look, maybe she's more enlightened than some of us, okay? Maybe she's enlightened than some of us. But then I always have this conversation in my head with myself about, can people separate someone's talent from who they are? But then I always go back to the R. Kelly of it all. And when I think about what R. Kelly has put in his music and what people have said that what he was doing in his music also coincided what he was doing to underage women. So I'm still conflicted. But I leave this conversation open because she has a right to feel the way that she feels about it. And she's saying that, she's learned a lot in regards to her journey with her own trauma that she dealt with her stepfather. And this is where she's led to, do you believe that someone can praise someone's talent even though they have a problematic past? We will always continue to have this conversation with Chris Brown. We will always have to continue to have this conversation with Chris Brown because it continues to follow him. And a lot of people say people just keep citing Rihanna. Like that, yes, we know that happened years ago. We have to remember that some of these things that have happened in Chris's past with women is not that far in the past. And there are other women. All right. Stefan says, can you really compare Chris Brown and R. Kelly? I'm not comparing them. I'm comparing an artist, their music versus the person. I'm not saying that they did the same thing. What I'm saying is they're both artists and both have problematic pasts. Just saying. All right. Oh, I did see this comment. Oh, where'd it go? Damn it. Let me just say thank you because we had a super chat. Keela, thank you so much for the super chat. Keela says, Taylor has always wielded her privilege to play the victim. I was a high school senior during the Kim Ye situation. I've been out of college for 3 years. I was really surprised that Taylor Swift even brought it up in this new song. Not sure how long ago the song was. Thank you, Deborah, for the super chat. Deborah says, congratulations, Kempire, on 390K. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Where was the comment? All right. Oh, man. I just had a comment. Damn it. Oh, Kalani says, yeah, I can't listen to R. Kelly because he was singing about little girls and it makes my stomach turn. Lou says that I love Jill, but no, people show us who they are by actions. They can grow, but we can judge. And that's the thing too. And this is we'll move on from the subject. You don't have to support Chris Brown. We all have a choice. We don't have to listen to the music. And as I said to you before in regards to the Taylor Swift story, you can have your opinion on social media. The same way that Jill can have her opinion. We can all have our opinion. Luckily for us, we live in a country where we are not put in jail for our opinion. All right? Let's move on because I'm already drained from that story. Ooh, Naturally Nerdy. Don't lead us into this conversation. Naturally Nerdy says people separate Harry Potter from J.K. Rowling all the time. For those that don't know, J.K. Rowling and her stance on trans women, Google schmoogle it, because we're not going to unpack that here because we'll be here all day and we already have a lot more to talk about. N-Dub says, I'm a CB fan. I want to see him in concert. I don't know, but when I listen to some R. Kelly's music, the lyrics have different meanings. CB's music sounds like growth. And look, I wasn't comparing their music. What I was pointing out, guys, please, this is how people get misconstrued. I'm not saying that Chris Brown is the same as R. Kelly and what R. Kelly was doing within his music. What I was saying is about the separation of an artist from their art. Is that possible? But I did point out that R. Kelly did things in his art that was questionable. All right. Big Empress, thank you so much for the super chat. Big Empress says, hey, Kempire, did you see the Megan Thee Stallion is trending for harassment? No, and I will have to see it after the live because I don't like to cover stories that are breaking news that I haven't done. I haven't read the story. I haven't done some research on it. I haven't deciphered the story apart, but I appreciate you letting us know. We already have a lot to cover during our Tuesday takeover, so I don't want to forget some of the stories that I want to cover. Let's move on to some lighter news. Let's talk about Beyoncé. As you know, Beyoncé has a new hair care line, and everyone is reacting to Beyoncé's natural hair. And I will say this, I did a short form video talking about Beyoncé and her, revealing her long hair. And it's so interesting how people react to stories, and it can never be like, oh, beautiful hair. It also turns into, oh, we knew she had long hair. She's, true Beyoncé fan. Here goes the Beehive. True Beyoncé fans know she has long hair, blah, blah, blah. Or some people are like, oh, her skin is getting lighter and lighter. It always turns into something just negative. Can't we just have a moment of like, good for her? Finally, something that Beyoncé is focusing on that we know that she has a history and connection with. As you know, Tina Knowles has done hair for years, even before Beyoncé was famous. All right. So she shared her beautiful locks. She shared her beautiful locks. If I can find it. Look, if I can find it on, I know I have it here. Where is it? Look, this is Beyoncé. No, it's not. Beyonce's natural hair. No. I know I have it here somewhere. Hold on. Oh, here it is. All right. Beyonce shared her beautiful natural hair. And Beyonce's in her speaking to us era. Because, for a long time over the last few years, Beyonce has not spoken to us. She premiered that speaking era during the Verizon commercial right before she announced Cowboy Carter. And now she's talking to us. All right. She's talking to us. All right. So Beyonce has revealed her natural hair, and people were like, we knew she had nice, long, natural hair. And then people want to make excuses for why she has long, natural hair. Oh, gosh. Can we just say Beyonce was funny in her influencer stage? It was great to hear her talk about it. I wish I could play it for you here, but Beyonce threw her song under it, so I can't play it for you. Okay? All right? But, again, people turned this situation of Beyonce celebrating her new hair care line into Kenya must be shook. Kenya Moore from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Miss USA. She must be shook. See, and look, and this is exactly the problem. Joe, you are part of the problem. Okay? Joe is like, how does it compare to Kenya Moore hair care? Do you guys realize, first of all, there are so many celebrity-driven hair care brands. But then outside of that, I know nothing because I have no hair. But there are so many hair care brands out there. All right? And apparently Beyonce had been working on this one for years, her and her mom. But people then started making comments about Kenya Moore. And we already know Kenya Moore loves Beyonce. And apparently Beyonce loves Kenya. Because she cited what did she say about, she said one of, I'm going with the Wind Fabulous. So she loves Kenya too. But Kenya decided to show her natural hair. And she responded to the haters. All right? She responded to the haters. Because someone says, Kenya Moore is shaking in her boots. Kenya responded to the person and said, nope. I was the first celebrity to do it because of my passion for hair. And I'm proud of Beyonce. There's room for us all. Well, Kenya, I don't know if you're the first celebrity to do it, girl. But we know Kenya also thinks that she created by Felicia, but we'll let her have it, okay? Kenya then posted on her social media this. She says, as a founder and CEO of Kenya Moore Hair, a Black-owned small business for now, who has grown a company from the ground up to being now sold in CVS Pharmacy and Sally Beauty and growing, I am so proud of Beyonce and all the female entrepreneurs in the hair care space. Please ditch the crabs in a barrel mentality and let's support each other. There's room for us all. I didn't mean to speak. We also got to get out of that. There is room for us all. That's lack-minded consciousness. I did not expect people to make this about Fiancé. I did not expect them to make this about Fiancé. But Jillian says, "Where can you get the first from?" We're gonna ignore that, okay? We're gonna ignore that. Guys, we're gonna get into some more hot topics, but first, bathroom break. I'll be right back. Y'all can take a look at Fiancé. And we're back. And we're back. And we're back. All right. All right. Jamie says, ironically, with all of the celebs or semi-celebs with their hair care lines, I still don't buy any of their products. I stick to what worked for me for years. And I think it's a journey. I think for a lot of people, look, speaking of someone with no hair, but I think with like any sort of beauty product, it's a journey. You figure out what works for you. That's how complex our bodies are. Shout out to God. Our bodies are so complex that everyone has to figure out what concoction works for them. All right? Exactly. Seven says, Kenya mentioned herself so that she could get some free promo off of Beyonce. She ain't slick. Her hairline is nice too. It's in CVS, y'all. I mean, look. And that's why we're talking about it. And for those that never tried it, go ahead and try it. I mean, don't work for me, but all right, Beyonce Cecred line. Have you guys tried it yet? What's the price point? I heard some people said it's expensive. You guys let me know for those that buy hair care stuff in comparison. Because I can easily say, oh, that price is good. But for those that buy this all the time, will be like, no, the price point is very high. But some people say the quality is excellent. You'll let me know. All right. It would not be a Tuesday takeover without me playing this video.
How are you guys doing? You doing okay?
In love.
We're doing
that was
great.
my answer. Yeah. We're doing good.
Great.
We're doing
God's
good.
good.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry. I gotta keep doing it. All right. Let me move on. Let me talk about Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj has been on a sold out tour. This tour is doing excellent, okay? Nicki Minaj, though, this week, very much like some other celebrities like Cardi B, BB Rexha. BB Rexha got it worse, I think, than anyone. Because the cell phone that someone threw in the audience hit her near her eye. Like, it really could have hurt her or killed her. All right. I don't understand. Very much like on social media, now this is becoming a trend that people are throwing things on stage. Only for Nicki Minaj, for this to happen to Nicki Minaj and her throw it right back at the person. But let's take a look at what Nicki, come on, girl. Oh, Nicki's dancing. She's dancing to starships. They throw it and then she throws it back. Here's the thing. Can we examine this? Pause. So Nicki, look, I'm not there. Nicki probably saw better than we can from this footage. I'm trying to understand. It seemed like the thing that was thrown, it didn't look like it was like a cell phone. But it came, it looked further away, and then Nicki threw it right in front of her. Like, not right in front of her, but like to the people in the front. And I'm like, wait, but didn't it come from back there? Right? Look, let me just rewind this back. See, the way that it was thrown, it seemed like it came further away, and then she sort of like chucks it like in the front. But maybe she didn't know. Maybe she thought it came from someone in the front. But why are people throwing things? Some people are saying that Nicki shouldn't have thrown anything back. Here's the thing. You threw something at her. No. Nicki has a lot more to lose. All right? Nicki has a lot more to lose. But at the same time, what did they throw? It wasn't... Luckily, it wasn't a cell phone like BB Rexa had to do. Exactly. Stefan says, shaking my head, paying your money to throw things in concert, people need to enjoy. And that's one of the things that, for those, I mean, I've seen a few different videos of Nicki Minaj telling people to put their phones down and enjoy the experience. Nicki's of a particular age. Sidebar, rewinding back. When I was watching Loot, whoever does the music for Loot on Apple Plus, you are from our era. Because that music, every song, that's, look, that music is from someone around our age. Or someone that appreciates like 90s music and things like that. I love the music of Loot. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, so Nicki Minaj had someone threw something at her in concert, and then Nicki threw it right back at them. And apparently, throughout the concert, she kept on giving that person the stank face. I don't know. Did she really know if it was that person? And why wasn't that person escorted out? Escorted out. See, Breezy says, your music editing took me out. Look, I couldn't play the concert footage, the actual music, because it's copyrighted music. Okay? So I had to find a song that was fitting. One more time. Look, one more time. She throws it back. Y'all better stop testing Nicki Minaj. Stop testing Nicki Minaj. Anyways, let me move on because we still have a lot more to go, and we have been live for over an hour, almost an hour and a half, but that's how Tuesday Takeover goes, okay? All right. Briefly, I want to talk about Love and Marriage, Huntsville. So as you know, the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville will be coming back to our screens on May 4th. May 4th, Love and Marriage Huntsville will return. We did talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville during our Love and Marriage DC recap. We also talked about it in a separate video. So apparently, and there's a reason why I didn't talk about it in a separate video, and I'm just going to briefly talk about it here because I know some of you want me to talk about it, but at the same time, I don't want to even talk about it. Apparently, and I really do believe that this was a scheme that Carlos set up for us to come with us to the BS. Because so many people are going, like the melanators, the people that are the martellinators now. So they're going back. I just feel like it is a scheme to help promote the show. Am I just been doing this too long that I'm just like, no, this can't be true. Like, they're just doing this to promote the show. Well, Martell decided to go on his Instagram story and blast Maurice and Marceau. And I felt like this was so strange that I was just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Based off the trailer, I was sort of like, what bothered you so much? All right. So he tags Maurice in his Instagram story and says, Maurice, you're more like Melody, his ex-wife, and I'm more like Kiowa, Maurice's ex-wife and baby's mother. Says, so do you really understand what I'm going through? Okay. Then he tags Marceau and says, you and Tisha never had, quote, any type of infidelity in your marriage? Shocked face. And she do whatever you say? So where's your wisdom coming from? Okay. Martell, people are even surprised that you're even back this season. Some people don't even want you back this season. Didn't they start a petition for to have him fired? Didn't they? Or maybe they should start. I'm playing. I'm not encouraging you guys to do none of that. But I will say this. The trailer for season 8 of Love and Marriage Huntsville did look good. Did get me engaged. Dusty is coming back. Apparently her ex-boyfriend, not her ex-husband LeBaric, her ex-boyfriend, look, I'm correcting myself. Moses is going to be on the show, and apparently Moses married an ex-producer who was Sonny, who was a producer for Destiny when she was on the show. Okay? Apparently, Sonny is no longer a producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville, rightfully so, because now she's on the show. Are you guys excited for the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville? I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I will watch. And of course, we will recap. Okay? Miss Esquire, hey. Miss Esquire says, we about to do another season of Mel and Martell not getting along, more unproven allegations of Marceau cheating, Maurice Luther King lecturing everybody. Boring. I mean, no lies were told. No lies were told. CM says, Dusty coming back for what? For this storyline with Moses and the ex-producer to play out? Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Asada says, Kempire, please next... Oh, wait, hold on. Asada says, Kempire, please next time when you do a live video of Love and Marriage DC Live so the fans can talk about the show, then a pre-recording. I have a lot to say about that reunion. Okay. If you agree, you will let me know. If not, then we won't. I got to prioritize my Sunday, okay? Anyway, Stacy says she did a Todd move. But Todd wasn't a producer. Todd was like the finance guy behind the scenes. Like he had no direct like control over the cast. Todd was just there doing the budgets and stuff. Lisa, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Guys, if you would like to become a member of the channel, there's all kinds of unwritten perks to being a member of the Kempire channel. Head on over to teamkempire.com/join. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, and here back behind the scenes on TikTok. And of course, shout out to everyone watching on Facebook and of course, our YouTube community. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to show love to our King's Guards for holding us down for our Tuesday takeover. Let's move on. All right, let's move on. Where do I want to go to? Oh, shout out to Jennifer Hudson. I do want to say this. Jennifer Hudson posted a clip of her getting eliminated from American Idol. And apparently it was like the 20th anniversary? I can't remember. But she posted it because it's been quite a few years since she was eliminated. I remember that's when American Idol was good. That was also the same season that Fantasia won. For me, that Fantasia season was their best. Like that win had me crying. Like I could watch that now and tear up. Because it was such a beautiful, it was a beautiful season and so many people that were talented within that season. American Idol does not have the effect that it did back then now. Y'all do realize American Idol is still on, right? American Idol is still on. It's still on and we don't know who won. There are no like side winners, like the finalists. Like no. So it was a time. It was a time in those first few seasons of American Idol. The first few, I can't even think, maybe first 8 seasons. You would still. Oh, shout out to Mandisa, who was a part of. Oh my gosh, what season was it that she was a part of? But as soon as I saw the story, she passed away. The family did not release the cause of death, but she passed away. She went on to have a very successful gospel career. May she rest in peace. You remember Mandisa. I don't have a photo right here with me, but I just remember that now. There's so many things to remember for Tuesday Takeover. But rewinding back, Jennifer Hudson posted that video of her being eliminated very early on. Like I forgot what number she was eliminated in the, once they had like the top, 10 finalists and things like that. Season 5. Thank you, Mendisa. May she rest in peace. But Jennifer Hudson posted this footage. But as you know, since then, Jennifer Hudson has become an EGOT, meaning that she's won an Oscar, an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Tony Award. She went from losing American Idol to being a household name. And she has a daytime talk show. I'm going to leave that alone. Shut up. Look, shut up. We're celebrating her right now. But she will always be an EGOT. And let me tell you one thing about Jennifer Hudson. She's one hell of an actress. And she should have been nominated for another Oscar for her role in the Aretha Franklin movie. I thought she did a stellar job. I was like, wow, look at Jennifer Hudson transform. So I think she's a phenomenal actress. And it's a reminder to anyone doing something, even when you lose, it's just preparing you for the next thing. And I think that's part of the reason why Jennifer was able to come out of that situation being, on a Grammy, sorry. EGOT. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, not Golden Globe. There we go. All right. Okay, here come the correcting police. Here come the correcting police. Y'all know what I meant. Calm down. Okay? Jesus, I hate that talk show. Come on now. All right, congratulations to Jennifer Hudson. All right. Moving on. Where do I want to move from there? Okay. I'm not going to go through the Brian McKnight story again. All right. But I will point out, for those that may have missed it, I went through that story. Countless videos, but we gave you an update over the weekend in regards to the Brian McKnight story and him basically saying that his biological children, the ones that he had with other women, not this current wife, were products of sin and evil. All right. Since then, his son Nicholas has come out and slammed his father, talking about some of the things that his father made him do when they were younger. We should also know, and Monique Slaughter posted this in the comment section, that Nicholas is battling cancer. So all of this tomfoolery that Brian McKnight is doing on social media about his children could be wrong in a lot of ways. I don't know the relationship. We don't have all the facts. But Brian McKnight, you're not innocent either. Okay? His ex-wife came out and slammed. Well, she didn't slam him. I'm not going to use the word slam. She came out with a very powerful word in regards to what Brian McKnight is doing. And I think he is intentionally going on social media, making it seem like he's like this good, positive guy. But no, he knew that people were going to see, here he go trashing his kids again. Again, here's another conversation about we were talking about Chris Brown and separating the art from the person. Again, it's not the same thing, but can you still listen to Brian McKnight music knowing that he's this trash human being? Just saying, you know what I mean? Like, can you separate the art from the person and what they're accused of? Okay. Anyways, thank you, Carol. But she does have a Golden Globe in regards to Jennifer Hudson. She does. Oh, y'all are a mess. Leave me alone. Y'all see what Tuesday Takeover is and how many things we've covered already? Bear with me. All right. All right. Anyways, so we talked a little bit about that. So for Tuesday Takeover, I did want to bring that up. Speaking of which, we also just dropped another video on a trash human being. Kevin Hunter was in a court this week going against Wendy Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, in regards to having his spousal support reinstated. Okay? I did a separate video on that. We're not going to go through every single detail, but I did want to briefly give you an update in regards to that. So they went into court. The judge wants both Sabrina and Kevin to go into arbitration to iron out these things. Kevin says he brought his auditor there, his financial auditor. He says that he's been asking for the financials the financials in regards to what's going on with Wendy's money, because that would prove whether or not she's able to pay him, reinstate his spousal support. According to reports, this marital settlement agreement that he signed when they divorced said that if at any time that her financial situation, Wendy Williams, if the financial situation changes, your support can be decreased or eliminated. I guess the guardian decided to eliminate it. Okay, because when the guardianship came into place, that is when the spousal support stopped back in January of 2022. All right. She then went on to sue him, Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian, for overpayment of his spousal support. Sabrina is a troll, okay? She decided to sue him for $112,500 because he was overpaid. Because technically, she said, based off of when the daytime talk show stopped paying Wendy in October of 2021, they should have stopped paying Kelvin. Kelvin says, I want to see the records. I want to see the records. I want to see what her finances. In court, he's alluding that Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams' guardian, is depleting her $1 million fortune. If you want more details on that story, be sure to check out the separate video that we just posted here on YouTube. But I wanted to give you and our podcast family an update on that. All right? And for those that are saying that Kelvin should get a job in the comment section, he put out a video for you guys as well saying, leave him alone. Leave him alone. More so, he's such a misogynist. He directed that at women. I'm like, I'm sure there were men in there too telling you to get a job. But I am interested to see the finances. Because people don't trust Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian, either. And in court, Kelvin accused the guardian of depleting Wendy Williams' $1 million fortune, but also brought up the fact that she was involved in allegations of a RICO case. Okay? And pursuing a baseless guardianship. Okay. Samira says, karma is funny. A Sabrina is coming for his ass. And for those that have been wondering if he's still with Sharina Hudson, you know, the same woman that he had been involved with while he was still married to Wendy Williams, well, apparently he's still with her, because there were rumors that they had gotten married. There were rumors that they had broken up. Apparently, in this video that he posted over the weekend, he says, I got to do all this for my lady. I'm like, all right. Damn, come on, y'all. Okay, who else is hiring? Beautiful Gem says, UPS is hiring. Temmie says, air traffic control is hiring. Who else is hiring? Gigi said, Kelvin, you can do DoorDash. Y'all ain't right. I look forward to updating you guys on this guardianship and the family being more directly involved in this guardianship. Beautifully Gem says DoorDash is always hiring. Not Wendy's. The fast food chain is hiring. All right, we're going to move on. Let me move on because I have other things that I need to talk about. All right. We talked about, we covered a lot. What we haven't covered, though, is Bethenny Frankel. So Bethenny Frankel, I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. I was surprised that I didn't see more people talking about this story. But Bethenny Frankel shared a few photos of her and her mom on social media. And she said this. She said, my mother has died of lung cancer. She was complex, in pain, isolated, and had demons. She was the most stunning woman you had ever seen, who left her abusive home as quickly as I ran from mine. I was born on her B-day, so they both were Scorpios. She says she was brilliant, funny, cultured, and wise, yet suffered a lifelong eating disorder, alcoholism, abuse, smoking, and self-destruction. Despite not being equipped to be a mother, she loved me, and I have beautiful memories of her. She taught me food, wit, culture, and strength. She loved to dance. I won't sugarcoat it. I was an adult long before Bryn's age, experiencing things no young child should endure. This made me strong, tough, a survivor who is able to handle anything. The universe gave me the most beautiful daughter, and my childhood gave me inspiration to break the chain. We reconnected so my daughter could know and love her. She adored Bryn, and they shared a love of art. She had one friend, so my lifelong wish was granted that she wasn't alone. She was selfish in life, yet selfless in death. She left what little she had to my daughter, wished to be cremated, and wanted no one to be notified besides me. I had a sixth sense she had passed. I had started to release some trauma, was dancing to a song, I'm Alive, in her favorite designer, Alaya dress, as she was dying. I remember as a young woman during periods of happiness loving me and long for those memories of affection. I mourn her loss, her life, her loneliness, and my childhood. I mourn her inability to experience motherhood, the most beautiful gift of a lifetime. I think of you on this journey with me, releasing your trauma, and I hug you. Life is about loss and loving. I have had shame in never really having family, yet my very small group of friends, my beautiful Bryn, and you are my family. P.S. Please call, connect with, or hug someone you have a complicated relationship with today. I thought that was a really beautiful note. If you watch The Real Housewives of New York, then you're very familiar. You're very familiar with the complicated relationship that Bethany Frankel had with her mom. We also saw on the reality series when she lost her father. I thought this was a beautiful caption. Bethany, we are so very sorry for your loss. Whoa, it's tough. It's tough. And shout out to anyone that's battling cancer or that is a survivor of cancer. All right. Let me just take a sip because I've been talking a lot. All right. All right. All right. What else did I want to talk about today before I let you guys go? Because we have a couple of things. Let's get in, since we're talking about Real Housewives, let's get into some Real Housewives news. I do want to play this clip for you guys in regards to Kandi Burruss. So Kandi Burruss was on Radio Andy. Kandi Burruss is celebrating the opening of The Wiz here on Broadway in New York City. Everybody and their mama, including the former First Lady and Senator of New York and Ambassador Hillary Clinton was there. Andy Cohen was there at this premiere. Like everybody. Stephanie Mills was there. Everybody and their mama were at the Wiz opening night on Broadway. All right. So because Kandi was in town, she dropped by Radio Andy to talk about life after Housewives. And this is what she said to Andy. If I could find the clip. Look, if I can find the clip. Hold on. I thought I had it here. What did I do with it? Hold on, y'all. This is what happens when you do. I have so much Housewives news to talk about. Here it is. There we go. Take a listen to what she said in this clip.
Feel, by the way, Kandi, hearing all these announcements, Porsha's coming back on the show, Kenya's coming back on the show, and you're not on it. I feel like, does it feel weird, or I feel like you must feel kind of free. Like
right now, I feel free. I feel totally free, actually. Yeah. I mean, I already knew that Porsha was, thinking about coming back when I was thinking about leaving because we both talked to each other about it. But Cynthia told me that I'm not going to feel it until the show is on air.
Okay. Oh,
she said right now I'm living my best life, right?
Yes.
So she's like, I'm not really going to care. But she says when the show starts airing, I'm going to feel like, oh, man, I'm not there with them.
That's interesting. I wonder if you'll feel that.
I don't know.
Because I also have to. I also think you'll be on another show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already on another show. I'm on scripted shows.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to miss it in that way. It's just, even though it's a lot of drama on Housewives, we do have our fun. Yeah. The trips and the different things that we did. It is somewhat fun. And mind you, I think it's just simply because I'm used to doing it for 14 years. It's gonna feel
right.
a little awkward.
Yes,
not
it's
seeing
part of the
myself.
cycle of your.
Yeah. I mean, what Cynthia Bailey told Kandi, I think I think she will feel a little differently once finally the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 does start airing and people are reacting to it. But she had a fantastic run. And she's moved on to bigger and better. I've already said to you guys, I feel like Kandi should have been moved on. Like, she had already been winning. She had multiple restaurants, multiple jobs. Like, everything was in alignment. I think this was the perfect decision for her. And right now she can celebrate all the things that she has between acting and producing on Broadway. So congratulations to her. I do think that she will feel a little bit of a way once it starts happening. And of course, Cynthia will know better than anyone because she was, let go from the show. But she did come back. She has a great relationship. And as you can see, Kandi also has a great relationship with the network and with Andy Cohen. All right. So great news there. Great news there. What else did I want to talk about? Was there anything Atlanta related? Oh yeah, of course. Porsha. Oh, Porsha. All right. Porsha Peach Juice Williams, formerly Guobadia. She's back in the headlines this week. And I know you're thinking, no, I already did a separate video talking about Porsha and the whole Falynn of the situation. At the top of this Tuesday takeover, I was blasting Falynn for what we talked about in that previous video. So we're not going to revisit that. As you know, Porsha is divorcing Simon Guobadia, but he's being the ultimate troll. He's trying to stop her bag. He's requesting all the things. He wants unreleased footage. He wants all of this stuff from Porsha. He even wants stuff from 2025. We are still in 2024. Sir, we are still in 2024. He also wants to know her contracts with Bravo. All right. So, as you know, he accused her in previous reports of coming to their home with armed men. All right. Well, now the nanny is speaking out. So our friends over the Jasmine brand write this. Simon Guobadia's nanny is coming to his defense and his ongoing separation drama with his estranged wife, Porsha Williams. According to court documents obtained by RHOA Online, one of Simon's caretakers claimed that she was left to look after his children for days after Porsha Williams unexpectedly left their marital home while he was on a trip. So I guess Porsha was supposed to be watching the kids. As per the witness affidavit, that makes me think, did Porsha literally, while he was away, find some information? And that's when she decided to, hightail it out of there? Okay. All right. As per the witness affidavit, the woman stated that she worked for the Nigerian businessman, since May of 2020 before his marriage to the reality TV star. Okay? So in the legal documents, she wrote, I was in charge of managing things around the home, taking care of the kids, overseeing the vendors, and anything else that needed to be done. I work every day at the marital residence. Some days I work 10 to 11 hours in a day, and some days I spend the night at home. Depending on what needs to be done, I am always around. In the court filing, the woman went on to detail the day she had to work overtime in order to care for Simon Guobadia's children. On February 22nd, Porsha Williams allegedly asked the nanny if she could stay over later that night. However, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star purportedly never returned and filed for divorce the following day. According to the caretaker, Simon came home and was shocked to learn that his then wife left the property and his children. How do you guys feel about that? Well, the nanny said, I could not go home to my home from Thursday, February 22nd, 2024 until Monday, February 26th, 2024, because Porsha left the marital residence without telling me, and it was the week Simon's children were at home. Simon returned to the house surprised of the divorce and without help from his wife. Whoa, Simon. I mean, I feel for the nanny, but I don't feel for Simon. All right? The individual also backed Simon's previous claims that Porsha brought a gunman to the residence. In the legal documents, she said Porsha finally returned to the house 2 weeks later with a security guy with a pow, pow, pow. Amid Simon calling the police, she said Porsha left with a security guard around midnight. She says the man was a big guy who was walking like a bad guy. I did not know that Porsha was coming with a guy. This came out of nowhere. I had never seen the guy before. The guy was inside the house sitting on the stairs with the pow, pow, pow showing. It was shocking to me. can I play devil's advocate? And you know I'm not a huge fan of Porsha like that. But if Porsha showed up with security, this is what she has alleged, that she showed up with security. If Porsha showed up with security, what did Porsha find out, y'all? What did Porsha find out that she hightailed it out of that house, leaving the kids with the nanny? I feel like Porsha found something out about Simon, and it wasn't about the credit card fraud and the immigration situation being denied and the citizenship situation being denied. What did Porsha find out? What did she find out? Selah. Selah says, Kemp's blank stare, quote, businessman. Adeswa says, walking like a bad guy. I mean, I'm picturing it in my mind. I'm literally picturing this man with the pow, pow, pow in his like shoulder right here. But it's an open carry state in Georgia. Walking around trying to be the tough guy. But maybe like he's security. But it makes me wonder, what exactly did Porsha find out that she felt the need to bring security? Or what did she know about Simon that she decided to bring security with her? With a pow, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Porsha's many things, and I know what you're going to say. Porsha knew exactly what she was getting into. Okay, yes. Okay? Norano says, it was not Pilar, it was his children. Are they saying that in the chat? Clearly, we were saying it was his children. Pilar, she would not leave Pilar there. Okay? So, in another instance, a woman said Porsha returned to the home with a different man days later. Not a different man. Describing the incident, she alleged the last time Porsha came to the house, she did not leave. This was on Sunday, March 24, 2024. She came with a guy to open the gate again. She came with her daughter, her mother, and her mother's boyfriend. She was bringing her stuff back to the house. The same guy opened the gate. Then they started searching the house, went downstairs and disconnected the cameras around the house. The cameras are not working. This makes me uncomfortable because I am with the kids by myself as their nanny when their father is away at work. I do feel for the nanny. Anyone else feel for the nanny? Whoa, 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 nanny. No, I feel for her. Like, she's caught in the middle of this marital situation. I just came here for my job. I just came here so I can pay my bills. Just saying. So the Bravo store reportedly decided to file for divorce, as you know, from Simon after 15 months of marriage, after allegedly, according to Falynn, we'll play this.
That was definitely a ploy because they were already together they were dating for a year while I was happily married. And that came from Dennis's mouth.
Now, did her ex-husband know about that?
Yeah, Dennis told her. Dennis is the one who told me. He was like, he came to me, he apologized. We met up at Crew one night and he was like, he wanted to talk to me about business or whatever. But I guess it was bothering him. And he apologized for everything. He was like, Falynn, I thought you knew the whole time that they were fucking around. He said, all of Atlanta knew. He was like, how'd you miss that? I said, I wasn't allowed out like that. So why would I? Which makes sense now.
Girl. Not Falynn trying to act like she's so innocent. Oh, it makes sense now. Girl, you were over there with Jalen, allegedly, or someone else. Who knows? Okay. So, girl, stop it with trying to play innocent. And we already know that Porsha Peach Juice Williams, formerly Guobadia, Jussie Smollett, yep, she getting it too, is not innocent. It's not innocent. But it makes me wonder, what did she find out? What did she find out? Can someone tell me, what did she find out? All right. Since we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So as you know, a lot of people, speaking of Jussie Smollett, since a lot of people have been concerned that this new season of Salt Lake City is going to be a wash, the news came out that Mary Cosby was going to be a full-time snowflake this season. Well, we had breaking news yesterday from Page 6 that Mary Cosby said something problematic. Shocking. Look, I don't know how to feel about this story because in one breath, how do we know this story? Because obviously someone leaked this to the press. Am I surprised that Mary Cosby said something problematic? No, because she said multiple things that have been problematic. All right? So Page 6 writes this in regards to Mary Cosby and what happened between her and Lisa Barlow. Okay, well, hold on. Come on. Oh, wait. Wait.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Okay. All right, so page 6 says this. They said Mary Cosby allegedly called Lisa Barlow's 12-year-old son Henry the R word. And for those that don't know what the R word is not racist. They would have said racist. Use your imagination, okay? The R word in a heated argument amid production for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 5. Multiple sources exclusively claim to page 6, okay? One insider claims that the offensive remark was made during a crazy fight that took place between women earlier this month, noting that Barlow's castmates, including returning stars Heather Gay, Whitney Rose, Meredith Marks, Angie K, were perturbed by Cosby's part in the exchange. The entire cast was beyond grossed out by Cosby's alleged use of the slur, the source explains. A separate insider emphasizes that the Vida Tequila businesswoman, who's 49, who shares Henry, affectionately nicknamed Baby Gorgeous, and his other older sibling, Jack, who's 19, with husband Jack Barlow, was very upset with Cosby, who's 51, for the alleged affront on her son. Okay? However, a third source tells page 6 that Lisa and Cosby have since put the dispute behind them. So who leaked this? Who leaked this to the press? So a third source is saying that both parties have put the situation behind them, pointing out both ladies are currently filming for a cast trip in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Okay? They made amends over the situation and are moving on. So did Bravo release this? Did Bravo release this to get people interested in the season? Well, it probably did the opposite. Now people are calling for Mary Cosby to lose her job. They're like, okay, here's another problematic thing that Mary Cosby has said. Another problematic thing. They said it's unclear what prompted Cosby's alleged verbal attack on Lisa's youngest son, or if the incident will make it to air when Real Housewives of Salt Lake City returns to Bravo. I mean, they've aired all the other problematic things that Mary had said, so I don't see why they wouldn't with this particular one. Page 6 says they reached out to reps for Lisa, Cosby, and Bravo for comment, but they didn't get anything back, I'm sure. Here's the thing. Mary Cosby apparently is speaking out on her social media. Let me show you what Mary Cosby pointed out on her social. Mary posted this on her Instagram. Oh, wait, hold up, wait. Here we go. A photo of her son, and Mary says, hold on. Oop, there we go. Mary says in the caption, 2 sides to every story. My beautiful son, heart, heart, heart. Hashtag page 6, hashtag Bravo, hashtag Peacock, hashtag love, hashtag life, hashtag lifestyle. Hashtag Mary, bye. I believe someone released this to the public. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Look, this is the R word. I don't want to reiterate it here, okay? But apparently everyone's like, what's the R word? What's the R word? I immediately knew when I saw the story. We shall see. We shall see. If Bravo has it on tape, more than likely they're going to show it. And I also think that Bravo may have released this to the press in order to get hype for a lackluster season. And for a lot of people that said, I'm not watching this season. You had an epic season with Monica, Reality Von Teese, Delgado Darnell, Garcia Fowler, Jussie Smollett Knight, and now we have nothing. And now she's pregnant with that man, and we're not going to see that either. Just saying. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday Takeover where we cover a variety of reality television news, but also pop culture, because that's not the only thing that you get here on the Kempire channel. And if you are listening to this, be sure to give us a 5-star review. Please, it matters. Thanks. We appreciate it, all right? And if you're a part of the replay crew, what's your good news? What's your reaction to some of the news that we've been covering? All right? Damn. Give Me Shelter says the R word is Republican.
Lies! The lie!
Oh, goodness. All right. So her son's a Republican? Okay. I mean, all right. Leave Henry alone. Leave the kids out of it. Joe says, thank you for the super chat. Joe says, how does it compare to, we already read this. Thank you, Joe, for the super chat. Dr. Payne, thank you so much for the super chat. Dr. Payne says, Kempire, will you be watching 90 Day Love in Paradise? I saw it come up. I didn't watch it, though. It's starting off pretty cringy, I think you mean by this emoji. Example, a guy addicted to donating his stuff. Another guy, threesomes. It may be it can't be watch party TikTok worthy, because if they're doing all that, it might get me kicked off of TikTok, right? TikTok? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Cook, for the super chat. We appreciate the support, guys. You can also support the channel just by liking the video if you haven't already. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, if and when Wendy Williams passes, does Lil Kev inherit it all? I'm assuming so, because that would be her next of kin. Okay. Not to be morbid, but okay. To clarify my previous super chat, I'm worried that they help change Wendy's will. I'm always hoping Wendy gets better, get back with family, and end the conservatorship. I think even if she didn't have a will, I think that would automatically go to Kelly, or if she did have a will. But lawyers in the chat, people that are into this kind of stuff when it comes to estate planning and things like that, you let us know. This is why they always say set up a trust. Set up a trust. I need to work on that myself. Joe, thank you so much for another super chat. Joe says, cast plus production decided to bring Mary back to the show, knowing that Mary Cosby has a propensity to say problematic statements. PR leak to hype the show. And we also have to keep in mind that I wonder if Mary Cosby is getting full-time this season. It makes me wonder, is Mary Cosby going to address all of the stories that have come out about her son? And I'm not talking about the situation with him getting married. We talked about that last season. There's been a lot of arrests and allegations of, stuff. Okay? I wonder if that's going to be addressed. We shall see. Thank you, Miss Esquire. I can always depend on Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire says, depends on if she is still in the conservatorship, Julie. All right? The conservatorship has to be closed and all expenses paid before the estate can be probated. So this is the concern. So, Kelvin wants to see how much money's actually even there. And he's accusing the Sabrina Morrissey, the Guardian, of depleting her money. And we heard, according to The Sun, that I believe they said, did they say 9 figures? Maybe 9 figures? Is what Wendy had in her Wells Fargo account. I might be incorrect with that, guys. I don't have the information in front of me. But there was a lot of money, alluding that maybe that sum of money is not all there. Lord. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the support. All right. There was another story that I wanted to cover. All right. Did I cover it all? No, I always feel like there's always one particular story that I forget to cover, but I think I covered it all. And always right around the 2-hour point. But if we didn't cover it now, we will cover it in Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday is back, and along there we will also talk about Vanderpump Rules and maybe The Valley if I have time this week to watch that as well. But if you're a part of the replay crew, be sure to weigh in and share your thoughts on any of the hot topics that we covered for our Tuesday takeover. And don't forget, you can take us on the go by downloading the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. We're almost at 500 reviews on both Spotify and Apple. So thank you to everyone that has already given us a, review. Okay? And thank you to all of you that sent in super chats. We appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that has already liked the video. Let's get to 700 likes. We have 1,200 of you here on YouTube alone. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitter. We got like 500 people watching on Twitter. We got a bunch of you watching on Twitch. Quite a few of you watching behind the scenes here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys watching on multiple platforms, our Tuesday takeover. Amy says, there is a new circle. I started watching it and then I fell out. Literally started watching the new season and then here we are. Maybe I'll get back into it. I hear they're using AI in it as well. I like the premise of the circle. I just never finish it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it doesn't capture my attention. I move on to watching something else. I think that's what happened this weekend. I was watching the Circle's newest season on Netflix, and then I started watching Loot, and I've been watching Loot ever since. I still have season 2 to get into in regards to loot. Guys, please be sure to let me know your favorite things to watch. Weigh in, all right? Weigh in. Thank you, Miss Esquire, to weighing in on this situation. She says, family estate law is very complicated. I know enough to be dangerous. A good estate planning attorney is worth their weight in gold. Oh, maybe I need to find me a good one. Anyways, congratulations. Did Azia? Hold on. Let me see. Did she reply? Azia, I didn't see you reply at all. Did Azia not claim? If Azia doesn't claim this prize, in 24 hours, y'all, we will give away roses again. All right? Shout out to our friends over at Rose Forever for sponsoring today's live show. But even if you don't win, you win by getting a discount. Kempire 40 for $40 off, plus free worldwide shipping with the additional code Kempire. More information on Rose Forever will be available in the description. And yes, we will be posting the timestamps. I don't know if we had anyone keeping timestamps. If you guys did, let me know in the live chat. If not, I'll have to do it myself. And that means timestamps will be delayed. Sorry. I got things to do. All right. Anyways, guys. Good question, Joe. Joe says, if Bravo hires you to host the RHOA and RHOP reunions and the money is right, would you say yes? Yeah. If the money is right. Okay. But look, there are plenty of people they can pick from other than Andy Cohen. Just saying. There was another, Marigold, I forgot to talk about, because I wanted to rewatch the episode. So, last week we did recap a little bit about Jerrod Carmichael's reality show on Max. I did find this show to be interesting. This week's episode was all about Jerrod Carmichael's relationship with his father and the complicated relationship when it comes to his parents and him coming out. All right. So I think it was a good episode, but I really wanted to watch it again so I could talk about it a little bit with more depth. So maybe next week I'll talk about that and the latest episode. New episodes come out every week for this reality show. I told you guys before, I feel like Jerrod Carmichael reality show can be cringy to watch, very honest, but at the same time, so many people keep asking for more actual reality. I like the way that it's filmed. I'm not sure how 100% reality is, but I don't know if we can get more real than him going on Grindr and having a hookup show up to his hotel while his boyfriend's in another state. Are they still together? I don't know. Anyways, my stomach is growling, so that says it's time for lunch. I will see you guys later. Thank you all for being here. Again, shout out to our mods for holding us down, the King's Guards. Do this all the time, and they are here riding with me this entire life. So be sure to say thank you and hello to them. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Thank you to our subscribers, our channel members. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Those of you that are watching on Twitch and Twitter, we appreciate you guys being here as well. And of course, just shout out to everyone that's watching in the bushes. And don't make yourselves known and you don't like the video, but you watch every week. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Before we go. I did want to play a couple of things. Before we go, can we just play a couple of videos and then I'll be done. Because LVP, Lisa Vanderpump, from Vanderpump Rules and formerly of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there was a story from the Daily Mail. I didn't talk about this story because I don't care, okay? But she gives us a sentiment. According to the Daily Mail, they're saying that that Kyle Richards is being forced by production to talk about her relationship with Morgan Wade. And they're saying that they will not offer Kyle to come back if she does not talk about that relationship. I don't believe that. Honestly, I don't. But look at LVP's response.
Daily Mail is reporting that Kyle Richards will not be able to return to the show unless she comes public about her relationship with Morgan Wade. Do you have any thoughts on that? No?
Why do we have to know about her relationship? I don't want to know who's munching on anything. I don't care. How about that?
Not munching.
I don't care. Like, do what you gotta do and keep it to yourself. Okay?
Anyone else agree? I don't care. I honestly don't want Kyle to share this relationship, even if it's a real relationship. I don't want her to share it at all. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Do not share it at all. As you also know, the Real Housewives of Potomac might be over, but the shade about what's going on over there isn't from over. I started the show off with some shade towards not regular Robin, shade towards Nneka. And now I'm going to say goodbye to regular Robin the way that Preston did on Watch What Happens Live this week. Again, congratulations to Summer House Martha's Vineyard. They're getting their very first reunion. I'm sure they're going to probably be filming it in the next week. So head on over to Andy's Twitter and let him know your questions. But he said this about, or not said this about Robin on Watch What Happens Live.
What's your reaction to the recent news that Candace and Robin won't be returning to Potomac?
First of all, congratulations to Candace. Yes. So excited. And I'm really sad to hear she's not going to be returning, but I understand.
And Robin.
And I'm really sad Candace won't be back.
I mean, Preston is friends with Candace. I'm not surprised by that, but it's an interesting response. Preston the shade is always on time. The shade is always on time. All right. And with that being said,
how are you guys doing? You doing okay?
In love.
We're doing
that was my answer. Yeah. We're doing
great.
good.
That's good.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wicked. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Going straight to the sky, let me see you put your hands up. Cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie, told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life, stay up. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. With my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up. Pointing straight to the sun, everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate cause we won, we stay on another level. Yeah, the team stay fly, word to Bruno, get your rings up. Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life, stay up. Got to stay so young. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. With my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right.